time ago.
Here.
Council President Carlson.
Here.
Mayor Norton.
The 4 council members who voted in favor of the extension said that the business was courageous for taking ownership of these problems and said that its owners deserve to have legal representation on their behalf. Now we will have to wait until September 20th to learn what the fate of Los Cerritos will be eventually. Live in Rochester, Noah Kaplan, Fox 47 News.
All right, Noah, thanks so much for that report. Hey, it was the first day of school for many today, and as schools get back in session, school boards are actually getting smaller across the country.
Byron Public Schools is the latest school district to add to the list, losing 2 members last Thursday.
Our Barrett Leone spoke to board members about why the 2 newly elected school board members made the decision to leave their leadership positions.
A full high school parking lot means class is back in session for the Byron Bears. What's not full this fall, though, is the district school board.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
A surprise that came last Thursday when Byron Public Schools board members Emmy Harvey and Mike Denny both resigned.
You know, you would hope that they wouldn't leave. They just came on in November. Hope for some consistency.
Both Harvey and Denny were in their first term and both left their positions following the district's vote to recommend, not require, masks in schools. Harvey was in favor of optional masking and cites harassment as to why she quit. In a statement she released to the community, she says in part, quote, "I stepped down because, truth be told, we have some very passionate community members. While this is a very trying time for all of us, some went to such lengths to harass myself and board members. They then decided to come after my business as a realtor. My next fear was that my kids would be targeted," end quote. As for Denny,
as soon as I sent the letter of resignation, I felt a lot better.
He says the job was taking a toll on his mental and physical health.
I was usually on the opposite side of the vote. Is 6-1, 5-1. And that's fine. As time went by, I realized it was I felt like I was lying to myself, lying to the public when I said I support something that I really didn't, and that just didn't sit well with me.
Denny was the sole vote against optional masks in the August 16th meeting.
In this latest issue, it really hit home. That was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back.
While Newbeck would have liked to see a full school board at the start of the 2021 school year, he understands.
Well, it's a tough time. COVID is really tough on everybody, not just the kids and the staff and the leadership, it's also the board members. They have to listen to a lot of different opinions, and I think it get pretty wearing on them as well.
In Byron, Barrett Leone, Fox 47 News.
So what's next? Current board members can nominate community members to fill the 2 openings, which will happen at its next meeting on September 7th. As for the mask recommendation, Dr. Newbeck says that could change at any time, depending on the COVID situation.
Well, hope you made it outside today. It was beautiful out. Let's check on weather now. Fox 47 meteorologist Amanda Morgan joins us with all the details.
That's right. It was an absolutely beautiful day outside today. High temperatures into the low 80s to upper 70s across southeast Minnesota and northeast Iowa, so warmer than average. Average high is about 76 degrees this time of year, and temperatures are staying relatively comfortable so far this evening. We're currently down to 66 in Rochester, 72 in Plainview, also 66 in Mason City, and 64 in Albert Lea. We do have light winds coming in out of the east. Very calm night out there tonight. Now checking in on satellite radar, you notice some storms and showers off towards our south and west, but notice their trajectory is a little bit southeast. So Mason City, you may see a stray shower or two, but most of that should stay towards your south as it continues to progress further in towards this evening. So we're dry for the rest of the night tonight, cooling down to about 56 degrees, so a little bit on the cooler side, but overall comfortable for tonight. Light winds continuing to pull in out of the southeast. As we head through tomorrow, actually cooler conditions are on the way for us. We'll stay in the 70s for highs, and really we'll be staying in the 70s all week. We'll take a look at that and a recap of the rain we saw this past weekend coming up in your forecast. Guys.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. Well, Rochester and Winona Catholic schools may have a new policy on gender identity. The policy sets rules in place that specifically impact students within the LGBTQ+ community.
It's a story you'll see first here on Fox 47. Maria Bray has been working on this story, and she joins us now with more.
Yeah, the 7-page document was posted on the Diocese of Winona and Rochester's website, but has been taken down. We obtained a copy, but it states All students in Rochester and Winona Catholic schools will be recognized by their gender at birth. Now, there have been more than 700 online signatures petitioning against implementing this policy. As Lourdes High School students begin their new school year, some are skeptical with how the rest of the year will go after this new policy could be put into place, potentially singling out students within the LGBTQ community. It says students shall conduct themselves in accord with their biological sex at all times. It also states students shall be addressed at all times by their legal names and referred to with pronouns consistent with their biological sex.
But I think even if you don't support the LGBT community for your religious beliefs, I think you should at least be able to respect someone's opinion, especially in a place of education.
This Lourdes student, who we are not identifying, is an LGBTQ ally and feels this policy leads the Rochester Catholic schools in the wrong direction.
It already has massive pushback, and I can't imagine how much more it's going to get and how much this would lead to. It just doesn't look good for the system.
A Lourdes alumni and former teacher couldn't agree more.
Still sad. I think mostly sad that a school system that I grew up in and taught us that acceptance is what we need to do is